Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. For the main part of the read, I'm using RPG Tarot deck by, I want to say, Jeff Aldrich and John Taylor. Yep. And the website is Simon & Schuster here at the bottom. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you're interested in this deck or stuff by those people, of course. Supportive Oracle cards, Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. I know there's a few websites on the bottom here. Feel free to freeze frame and check those out. There's also a Colette Baron Reed website. I'll give you that information here too. And also about the illustrator Jenna. There's Jenna's full name. Hopefully that's focusing. And there's some information on her, I believe, and some websites at the bottom. And last but not least, I use dice. I use a 22-sided dice for the major arcana, substituting 22 for 0 for the Fool, and 14-sided dice for the minor arcana, with a 4-sided dice choosing the element for the minor arcana. It's from the Dice Shop. They are from the Dice Shop. MathArtFun.com is the website. Hopefully you can read that if you're interested. That being said, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And with that being said, let's get into your reading. Hello, Aries. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for when you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Aries? What? That looks like a giant chicken. It is not. It is the Phoenix. I'll show it to you in a minute. It looks like a giant chicken to me, but that's it. Whew. So, there's a face down card, which is fine. So there's some moving pieces around this situation, whatever's going on. Here's that giant chicken card. Looks like a giant chicken to me, but it's supposed to be a phoenix, which is cool. It's all good. I'm pretty confident that's supposed to be a phoenix anyway. Somebody's coming into the situation, and I feel like I wasn't expecting them to. A lot of uncomfortable energy with this situation. I don't think it's uncomfortable like... How do I explain this? It's not like I'm worried about dealing with it. It's just kind of like, I gotta be careful what I have to say. For a lot of you, this is probably a work situation. Doesn't have to be. General read, you know. But the reason I'm saying that, I have some Aries in my chart, and I feel like this has happened many a time, where it's kind of like, if I wasn't at work, the things I would say versus what I feel like I have to say for being at work. I feel like you know exactly what I mean. Like, if this was a friendship, you know, the way you would handle this versus how you feel like you have to handle it, totally different. Totally different. And I feel like maybe it doesn't have to be a work situation. It could be a family or a friend. It could be actually a friend thing. And it's kind of like, if I just call it out the way I want to with no holds barred, it's just not going to work that great in the long run. And I know. I feel like it's one of those moments. Like, yeah, I know. Like, I have to handle it the way I have to handle it. It's a lot of information coming all at once. Is this information that's been there the whole time? And it's just like perspective? Because I keep getting... One of these things about perspective I get, sometimes I see a still life. If you've ever dealt with a still life, if like you're drawing it or painting it, where you're sitting versus where the still life is, it can look totally different, like based on where you are. And it's kind of like, oh, I had no idea that's what that was. I had no idea that was like a spinning wheel or whatever, or that was an apple, or or like that was a book based on the way I was looking at it. I thought it was this, and now that I'm looking at it from this angle, I can see what it really is. It's kind of like if you look at a book face on and it's far enough away, you might think of, oh, I'm looking at the spine, and I thought that was like, I don't know, I thought that was just like a bookmark because I have the way it was draped over that way. But now that I'm seeing it from the side, it's clearly a book. It just didn't look like it from where I was before, from the way it was being described to me. Ace of Pentacles and the World. Yeah, whatever this is, it's been there. It's been there. And somebody knew it was there. Somebody also probably knew you didn't see it for what it was. And they just let that be. But it's kind of like, once I shift my perception, I'm like, oh, that's not how that looked before. And I'm kind of like, like, Aries doesn't usually have a lot of patience for people who let things look different than they actually are. It's kind of like, oh, it was right there on the table. You couldn't tell that was a book? And you're like, you kind of knew I couldn't tell that was a book. Or you set that up in a way that it didn't quite look like a book, so people wouldn't bother it. It's kind of like, it's kind of like, I don't like that. Like, you kind of set that up for a reason that way. It's been there. It's been there, whatever it was, it's been there. And I feel like I have to like step back a minute and go, all right, before I just have a reaction. It's kind of like, because I feel like this is going to tweak the button. Kind of like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like when people do that. How is this coming forward for Aries? 8 of Pentacles, half in, half out, which is like trying to keep the situation going. Not sure if the Magician reversed. The Magician reversed is in question. Like, I feel like I have to be careful because like when I initially see it, I'm not happy. I am not happy when I initially see this. And I gotta step back for a second and be like, ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that. And at this moment when I see it, we're all getting along. We're all getting along at this moment. It's kind of like, I feel like the majority of you are going to see it for what it is. Kind of like, wait a minute. This is coming forward and I'm not going to like this, but I feel like they knew that. I almost feel like the situation, the stage was set a certain way to try to make me look a certain way. And I feel like you're ahead of it just enough to where you're like, you know what, before I react, how about I just don't? I don't know how you're doing it, but I feel like you're doing it. You're like, wait a minute, I see where this is going. I've seen this person play this game before. And I feel like I'm not riding this chicken into battle. I refuse to ride this chicken into battle. It's not a chicken, it's a phoenix, but it looks like a chicken. To me, it does. It looks like a chicken to me, which is fine. I just apparently can't get over it. And it's kind of like, no. I'm not going to do it. So I'm seeing it for what it is. I'm not willing to go like that. And I'm stepping back and I feel like, all right, I'm having, it's not often that I can catch it like this. I'm not playing the game today. I'm realizing it is a game and I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to do it. But I'm like, but it will be addressed. It will be addressed. And I'll decide when it gets addressed. Because I feel like one of the reasons that might be empowering you in this moment is like, okay, that's right out here. I see that that's a book, but I have a feeling there's more to this. So instead of reacting right now, I'm going to research and find out what's in that book. And then we'll see what's going to happen there. I'm not impressed with the whole situation. I can already feel that. I'm not impressed with this. But we'll see. What are you unearthing? The Wheel of Fortune is here. You're unearthing the Wheel of Fortune? Can we get a little bit more about that? Chariot, 2 of Pentacles, half in, half out. There's levels to this. And it's kind of like, somebody doesn't like that you are taking this chill response to this. That's really freaking somebody out. That is freaking them right out because there's levels. And while you're not freaking out, because like they were going to use that to kind of like, they're going to use that to their advantage in some respect. they thought they were anyway. And by you not doing that, it really throws them off. It's like, wait a minute. No, I needed Aries to freak, and they didn't. Like, this is a problem. What do I need to do? Because you're like, no. It's going to be handled. I'm just going to handle it when I see deeper. I want to see what's going on. I mean, it's already been going like this for a while. Apparently isn't that dire need, so let me get deeper. Let me read the book. I'll read the book first. Whatever. I'm going to find out. And there's more. It's like there's layers. And it's like, wow, this goes on for a while, doesn't it? And I feel like you are just that much more hell-bent, if I dare. Kind of like, oh, I'm going to see, like, where is the bottom of this? And I'm looking for it. And I'm just like, oh, no. I know what's going on. And I'm going to read the book. It's fine. It's been going on for this long. I might as well read the book, see what's going on, see what's really happening. What's a couple more weeks? Especially if it's been going on for a year or more. What's a couple more weeks? What's a couple more weeks? Apparently it's been going on this long anyway. What's a couple more weeks? And you're not impressed with this in any color, size, shape, or color for that. What is this? Somebody is losing control of the whole situation. Somebody is like, these cards are coming on. They fell out of the deck like this. Somebody's falling from grace is what I'm getting. What's this? Two of Pentacles. They can't seem to do anything to save themselves from this. The longer you're taking to react to this, the worse it gets for them. And I get that other people are all of a sudden kind of like, wait, what? What's going on? I feel like other people are like, wait, what? And other people are looking back and like, what? Where did this come from? Who made this happen? Who made those decisions? Why is that book even there? Who put that book there? Why do we even have the book to begin with? Other people are getting a little bit more like, wait a minute. And they're trying to figure out, like, how long have we been on the outside of this? This has been going on for over a year. How long have we... Other people are getting kind of like, wait a minute, this isn't right. The devil will have its due. You holding your action, holding back, holding your reaction, this is going so much to your favor by doing that. It's kind of interesting. If this is playing out, if this reading is hitting, of course. 8 of Cups, half in, half out, in the Strength card. People are just kind of like half in, half out with this situation. The devil shows up. This is why I said the devil has their moment here. The devil shows up. I don't see you upset about it. I don't see you upset about it at all, quite frankly. The challenge here is to not be at peace with whatever comes out of the devil here. To realize it is the devil. Something is still out of balance here. Just because other people are calling it out and they're trying to police it themselves, the advice here is to not be at peace with that. Once that starts happening, once other people start sorting through it, working it through, what's going on here, why, and all this stuff goes on, the challenge is to not be just at peace with that. The Ace of Cups is saying you could be if you want to be, but the challenge is to not. Okay, then what? There's something else over here. It's nice for you. Keep the questions coming. Keep the questions coming and just rapid fire is what I'm getting. Show up here and there and rapid fire questions. Because you will make the person who did this really regret that they thought that was gonna, like, I don't know if this sounds negative, but if it does, then it does. The person who tried to play you, especially if you keep popping in with these rapid fire questions, and you just kind of show up, rapid fire question, and you step back, you let other people find those answers, you might even know those answers. But it's almost like being that little like, all right, you want to play games? I got a game. I like a game. Here's a game I like. I'm going to go into this situation, ask questions I already know the answers to, not give the answers and just kind of disappear. Just walk in, ask some questions. I wonder this, I wonder that. Oh, I got to go, and I'm out. Let those people discover those answers. That person who thought that they were going to manipulate you, that's going to be a very painful road. Very painful road. I don't know if it sounds negative, but I'm getting like, oh, that could be a fun moment. And then, especially if you're just asking questions, where people take those questions, hey, that's where they take them. I mean, we want to play games. We could play games. Like, I don't know. It may sound negative, and I apologize if it does. But like, somebody wants to play games. Oh, okay, we can play games. Let's see where these games go. I got some games for you. I'm getting that could cause a lot of hubbub. Especially if you're just asking questions and stepping out. Because I feel like people rather sort it out themselves than get you involved if they don't have to. That creates a lot of hubbub. I'm calling it hubbub, but like a lot of controversy, a lot of conflict. It's the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. People don't know what really is going on here, but I feel like this is dissolving a lot of alliances that maybe shouldn't have been there to begin with. The Dragon's Duel also comes in. More conflict, inner conflict. People questioning like why they even got involved with certain people. It might be like dissolving a lot of problems that shouldn't have been there to begin with. It's like a situation where you're just kind of keeping it going in a certain way. All you're doing is asking questions. Valid questions, truthful questions. I don't feel like we're trying to aim anybody at anybody. We're just asking questions. That's all. That's the game. Just asking questions. I wonder how that happened. Oh, this. I wonder why that's over there. I wonder why that one. I wonder if somebody chose blue for that. And then just kind of go. I gotta go. All right, those are good questions. Gotta go. I feel like this dissolves some issues. It gets some people to question, like, I was putting up with something, or I thought this was good. Maybe not so much. This will realign the whole situation in a much more stable way. People realizing very harshly, you play bad games, you get bad prizes. I like to say that different ways. Play unfortunate games, win unfortunate prizes. However way you want to say it. I know how people are going to say it in the comments, but play bad games, get bad prizes. It's going to stabilize the situation, and people are going to start avoiding people who are really not on the up and up. And I feel like this is one way to teach somebody, like, hey, you want to play games? You don't think I can, do you? Well, I can. I'm just going to make sure that game goes the way I think it should go, not the way you think it should go. You also might see some people kind of completely leaving the situation. Bon voyage. Bon voyage. If they leave, they leave. Maybe they should. I don't know. It's a general read. Take it with a grain of salt. Some people might just completely step out of it. Maybe they should. For whatever reason. I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying they're just giving you a heads up with that. Anything else? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.